glistening effect. Now I've just picked up what's left of that pale blue on my 1/2 inch flat brush, because I just realised a little bit of a more bold treatment, I guess is the easiest way to put it, on the head of this animal. A bit of dry brush I think is going to work quite well, and I'm deliberately carrying this highlight across the boundary of the pale blue and the purple to kind of soften that boundary just a little bit. And you know, I've barely got any paint on the palette, but again I'm going to do the same thing over here. So it's not much, but I think it has helped a little bit. So I've switched to my filbert now, and I'm just coming in with a mix of the ultramarine blue and the cadmium yellow deep, and I'm just using that, as you can see, to add to this shadow that's there around the leg, because if you remember I refined that shadow, sorry, the leg shape earlier, so I just need to do that. And while I'm about it, I can put some of that in here so that it's not too jarring an addition to the shadow colours that I've got in place already. And I'm going to add some highlights to this grass as well in a bit. And in fact, I can kind of start doing that now. So let's grab some of the tinting white, put quite a lot of tinting white mixed in with what's still on my brush. And what I'll do is, I've got to come back in a minute and further refine the shape of that leg, but what I can do is add a little bit of a highlight on some of the grass around the foot of the animal there. It's not that bright a highlight at the moment, but you know, for the moment it's okay. Do a little bit over here as well. Don't want to get too fiddly, just a few patches of a brighter colour. And then now I need to mix up a really pale colour to kind of cover some of this dark paint I've got here to slim this leg down. Now I'm going to come to this leg as mentioned in just a second. In general, I'm happy with the very, very loose treatment that I've got going on in the background. Yeah, that was the first layer of paint pretty much. I'm less happy, even though I was aware of this drip you know, when it happened. I don't mind that one, but for some reason this one's bugging me. So I'm just coming in with some pure titanium white. Now I switched to titanium white because it's more opaque than the tinting white, so I've got a better chance of covering that up a little bit. Now I've deliberately put more paint on here at the end than I did here, and then I went to somewhere in between here so that I'm not trying to block it out completely, I just want to soften the effect. So now with that in mind, I do want a little bit of colour in the correction I put down around this leg. So I've added a little bit of the cad yellow deep to that titanium white. And just kind of let's add a bit more white to that. And I really actually quite like the warmth. It's almost a very pale orange that this is bringing to the picture. So I'll do my correction on this side as well. And then what we'll do is use that, even though it doesn't really represent reality, I'm going to use that for a few highlights I can't remember if I said, but I'm on my little filbert brush here. So it's larger than the little round I was using, but obviously much smaller than the 1/2 inch flat.